This is a Pod Dealers Network podcast.
What is TWS podcast, episode, whatever, who cares at this point?
Bar.
The rants of the vindicated.
It's my podcast and I do what I want to.
People, listen.
Word, is it still live?
It's not working for me, Rich. All right, we gonna keep going. I know I changed my voice at work.
Bars on the radio.
What is TWS podcast?
Ready.
I feel like the Neanderthal.
Staring at my watch and I'm feeling so new school.
Suicide attempts, how many tries to take? Damn, ready.
Woosah. Man, it's Mental Health Awareness Month, right? I think I finally am aware of it in the beginning of the month versus the end of the month. So yeah, just starting out with that. I'm definitely experiencing high levels of anxiety these days. I may get into why, but it's been a humdinger. It's been so bad that I'm not drinking anything right now, so I don't have a what am I sipping sort of segment to do this week. But before the show, I brewed myself some of the holy basil or tulsi, whatever it's called, tea that I've talked about on the show before. It's supposed to be good for anxiety. I don't really know if it is or not, but, I'm cool with placebos. Like, I think, as long as I feel like I was doing something, it may make a difference. But, I have to really be going through it to do that because the stuff, I bought like a pound of it. And it looks like a bag of grass clippings. It looked like somebody went out in the backyard and just dug up some stuff and threw it in the bag. So I have no idea if it's even holy basil. But when I'm going through it, like I'll brew it just to try to, do something to bring myself back. And I have to doctor it up with all kinds of citrus and honey to make it palatable. But yeah, I think I've been open and honest and transparent about my experiences with, bipolar depression, anxiety, and substance abuse disorder. And so just, if you are going through anything right now, if you think you may be going through something, if you're feeling some kind of way and you haven't been able to figure out why, I think a lot of times knowing, and then once you know, you can formulate a plan to deal with it or to live with, whatever it is. If that be medication, if that be therapy, if it be whatever it is, there's help available. And there are people that want to do it and that you would actually be benefiting by allowing them to help you. So reach out if you can. Mental health matters. And get off my soapbox. Welcome to the What is TWS podcast. As always, I'm your boy J. Flam, representing the White Pants Society. And I must thank you first and foremost for taking whatever time out of your week to sit down and chill with me. Listen to my stories, listen to me ramble, whatever it is. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you're here with me, and I definitely greatly appreciate that. I want to start out, I guess this is going to be a lot of stories this week. I don't know. It's what I feel like doing. Maybe, it'll when I share, it helps. So, thank you in advance for letting me share. But I'm going to start out, I want to call this segment, Dear White Girls. And it's not what you think. But this week, actually it was just this past Friday. I was in the office. So I work in downtown Austin on the east side. I work, I guess in an area that I guess, I don't know, white young people hang out and like party or not too far from that area. And I don't know if it's the pandemic or just I'm around folks, 'cause it's kind of expensive around there. I think I talked about, looking at houses and thinking I saw one that I like and was expecting, somewhere around, $300,000-400,000 and it turned out to be 1.4 million. So I guess if you at whatever point in life that you can afford these houses around there, you at the point in life where on a Friday in the middle of the day, you got nothing to do. You could just be hanging out at bars or whatever it is that they do. So Friday I'm at work and I've been on this like not a health kick, but I'm going to Atlanta for the Black Pod Festival at the end of the month. And so I've decided to try to do something at the last minute about my dad bod image body image problems or whatever. So I bought a treadmill like last Amazon Prime Day. So that was like last year, July or something. And I have never used it. And then all of a sudden last week, I've been on the treadmill like 4 times already since like Monday of last week. So I'm trying to do that. So I'm at work and I'm trying to like be mindful of what I eat. Like not just, I haven't been doing the Oreos and the other shit that I normally OD on. And so I'm at work and a lot of times, they got a little cafeteria. I do like chicken wings or something like that. And it's not going to help what I'm trying to do right now. So I call myself, being health conscious. I'm going to go to the smoothie spot. I'm going to go to Juice Land. I'm going to get me a smoothie. Now, I don't drive, so I don't know if you're not a driver, if you're not aware that like some people really have no idea like how areas connect and what streets are what and what streets come into what and where they I don't half the time I don't know where I am in the world. I just know this is the address that I'm currently at and this is the address that I'm trying to get to, and hopefully the Uber drivers are always like asking me if this is the best route they should take. I'm like, dude, I paid to just sit here and get there. Like, I don't know. I can't help you. Please stop asking me if you should turn here or if you should go there or whatever. Cause I don't know, bro. I'm just trying to get there. So I say that to say like, there's a smoothie spot like a couple blocks from my job and I go there and, I always get mad at myself because I get there, I order my smoothie and then I had to stand there and wait. And I don't know. I'm just irritated. I don't want to wait. And so every time I get there, I'm like, man, I should have ordered online. I should have ordered ahead of time. And I kick myself for it. So, I'm in this like self-improvement kick. I've been, doing some things to try to improve myself and try to feel better about things that I don't like about myself, causing me a lot of anxiety, but I'm working through it. So I'm like, man, this week I'm gonna do it the right way. So I got on the website or whatever, and I put in the zip code. That's probably where I went wrong. I didn't put in the address of where I was at. I put in the zip code. And so I went with whatever one they said was the closest, and I picked that one, and I ordered my smoothie. And it was like as soon as I walked out of the office to start my way toward the smoothie spot, I realized I picked the wrong one. Like I'm looking at the street that I'm getting ready to turn down. I'm like, this is not going in the direction of what they was talking about. God damn it, I picked the wrong one. And so I put it in Google Maps to see how far I got to go. It's 1.5 miles away. So mind you, it's Texas in late April. It's getting hot out here. And now I got to walk 1.5 miles. I got to walk 3 miles, basically 1.5 miles there and 1.5 miles back to get this smoothie. But I'm like, bet that fits into what I'm trying to do. I get some steps in. I get this walk in. It's exercise, cool beans. We gonna do it. So I'm a little irritated, but I'm looking on the bright side of things. So I'm walking. And they got this thing in Austin. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but they got this thing in Austin where it's like, it's a bar it's a mobile bar. It drives or pedals down the street and there's a bunch of seats. So it's open air. Everybody can see the patrons at the bar. And there's seats on both sides of this thing. It's pretty long. So it's like maybe, I want to say like 16 people or something can ride this thing, like 8 on each side of like a table in the middle. And some of them have it where the people are pedaling. It's like they're drinking and pedaling at the same time. This one just looked like they were just riding open air down the street drinking. And so I see it like in the distance. I see it going down the street, like crossing the street ahead of me. I see the thing. I'm like, man, it's noon. I'm like, okay, must be nice. Whatever. Lovely. So I'm still walking. And eventually I start to see the same group, same little, mobile bar situation coming down the street toward me. And it's just full of white ladies. And they're having a jolly old time in the middle of the day at noon. And I can see one on the back. Looks like they have like the veil or whatever on. So I'm guessing it's the bachelorette party. Big fun. All right, I'm happy for you. You get married. This is how y'all doing it. Y'all doing it big on a Friday at noon. Great. Do you. So they coming down the street, and they being typical drunk white girls. They being super loud and like waving at everybody and yelling woohoo and all that good stuff. And I see it coming, and it's noon. I'm at work. I had to come all the way into the office. You know, it don't be nobody in my office on Fridays. Every week that I come in on a Friday, I'm like, man, I could have not come in and nobody would have known, but trying to do the right thing. So I'm a little blown because of that. I'm a little blown because I fucked up and made a trip that should have only been a couple blocks into, 3 miles now. And I'm just trying to get my smoothie and get back. I'm really not trying to have an interaction with a mobile bar full of drunk white girls. Like, this just wasn't the moment for me. It just wasn't. And so they coming, and finally they get like close enough that I guess they can see me and I can see them. I can see faces, and they're getting ready to pass me. And they turn and they're doing the woohoo and blah, 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 blah. And I look over there and I smile. I get it. Like, my smile is not recognizable to most people, it seems. Like, I have been at parties and at shows and been having the time of my life and had people be like, man, you don't look happy. I'm like, dude, just let me have my happiness in whatever form it shows up, and you do you. But I appreciate the concern, but I'm good. I'm good. I promise you I'm good. So I know people don't recognize my smile, but I did turn, and I made an effort to smile. I ain't say nothing. I ain't wave. I just turned, looked at them, and smiled, and kept going. And then as they passed me, the girl on the back, like the last one that passes me, shouts, "Don't be a dick." And that shit hurt my feelings. I'm outnumbered. I wasn't gonna have a sharp comeback right then and there to, being accused of being a dick. But as I continued to walk, I thought about it. And here's how I feel. To the white girls that was on the mobile bar, I just want to say, I heard your comment, "Don't be a dick." And I just want to say to that I've honestly tried. I've tried to not be a dick. And I come to terms with the fact that now I'm actually better at being like that. That's my default. That's my natural state of being. Like, that is just who I am. The way I'm going to come across to most people is dickish, and I'm cool with it. I'm better at it than trying to be nice. My try to be nice don't ever come off right. So I'm way better at being a dick than I am at not. And so that's just who I am. I'm cool with that. I need you to be cool with it. I don't need you to be cool with it because I'm a dick. And then also, I don't know what the correct response to woohoo at noon is supposed to be to a car full of a mobile bar full of white girl. Was I supposed to woohoo back? Was I supposed to wait? I ain't got no beads. It's not Mardi Gras. I don't know what the fuck I was supposed to do. What was I supposed to do? I turned and smiled. Like, I acknowledged you in my black guy way. Like, that's the best I had. And but if that's being a dick, then that's what I am, and I'm cool with it. So it is what it is. I hope your marriage goes well. I actually don't. I really don't give a fuck. I don't think it's gonna go well because if those are the friends you hang around, they're probably gonna influence you to do some dumb shit. So whatever. If it works, it works. If it don't, it don't. Who gives a fuck? But thank you, white girls, for giving me something to talk about today. Moving on to the Chef Elise report.
Out of Peppy.
Yeah, so didn't have her this weekend. Just me solo. Did go to her soccer game on Saturday. I got one more game left next week, and soccer season is over. I don't think I should be ashamed that I'm looking forward to that. I think all the parents are looking forward to it. I think we all look at each other when we get to the games, like 3 more of these, 2 more of these, 1 more. Like, we all happy to not have to see each other again on a weekend. But it was some wild stuff happened at the soccer game. So I think we've played this team before. So again, let me stress, let me set the scene for like why it's hilarious to me how serious people take this stuff. This is 7 and under girls soccer. There are no goalies, no tackling. It's 4 on 4, and you're not supposed to keep score. Now, everybody seems to be keeping score because my daughter's team is quote unquote unofficially undefeated. They're pretty dominant. They destroy other teams. We got 2 like beasts on the team. These girls are ahead of their time in terms of their soccer skill. They're so good that you really can't have them on the field at the same time. Like there's a chant amongst the parents. Like we have to constantly scream out, not we, because I don't, but they constantly scream out like same team. If you put these 2 girls on the field at the same time, like their only competition is really themselves. So it's just like stopping them from getting in each other's way or stealing the ball from each other. But yeah, so our team is pretty dope in that sense. But again, you're not supposed to be keeping score. There are no goalies. The kids are 7 and under. I don't think the refs care, clearly, from like the lack of calls that happen in most of these games. And but the parents are just like I'm of the attitude that if Elise is out there, she's getting some sun, she's getting some fresh air, she's socializing with other children. If she's not crying or upset, I have nothing to be upset about. It has been a great day, great game. Saw you out there. Awesome. Cheer her on. Great. Other parents, not so much. They really get, concerned about no calls and I don't know, just what's going on the field. And coach is very animated. And I love that. I love the fact that their coach is passionate and he's interested in the game and like teaching these girls the sport of soccer. I love that. No offense, Coach Sean. You're dope. But this week, I'm pretty sure we played this team before. And there's one particular girl who's a little bit bigger than like some of the other girls on the field. And she was getting pretty handsy this week. And I noticed it. I think I noticed it the last time they played. But again, like, I don't know. Because you know how kids are. Like, if you have a small child and your small child falls, a lot of times they look to you to see whether or not they should panic or not. And if you panic, then they're going to cry. If you act like nothing happened, a lot of times they'll just shake it off and keep going. So I see this stuff out there. I see the little girl, and she was pushing, and she was fully extending her arm and everything. And, but Elise probably wasn't in the mix anyway because she likes to hang out, away from the play. She's support. That's what she does when she's on the field. But Elise wasn't upset, and she wasn't coming over to the sideline, like, oh my God, Dad, this little girl keeps pushing me, blah, blah, blah. So I had nothing to be upset about. Other parents were watching it, and they were clearly upset. Maybe their kid was the one that was getting pushed. So I get it, whatever. There was a girl on the sideline that was a part of the team, and I don't think she wanted to play. And at some point, like, I don't know if anybody was pressuring her to play or if anybody was saying, man, you should get in there. But she got up like she was ready to go. And then I overheard the moms, mind you, I overheard the moms like coaching her up. Like, if she push you, push her back, blah, blah, blah. Like, do this and do, I overheard it. And I stepped up to my ex-wife. And I was like, are y'all promoting violence over here? And they're like, yes. They no cut cards, no shame, no nothing. Yes, we are promoting violence. The little girl is pushing, you're going to push back, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. Like, it's funny to me. It's hilarious to me. Let's see what happens. So the little girl gets out there, and sure enough, she ends up in a position where she and the other girl like are having a little shoving match. The ref is like a high school kid, maybe high school. He looked a little taller than some of our other refs. Maybe he had a growth spurt. I don't know. He's not going to get into it. Like her parents should be there. So if anything, you would think mom and dad or something would be like, hey, yo, you getting a little too physical out there. Like, relax. Like, that's not how you play nice or something. He's not going to do anything. But as the shoving match, like, escalated, I see, like, all the moms, like 4 moms. And I think of all of the 4 of them, 3 of them were, like, 5'4" or shorter. And then, like, I think one of them might have had some height, but she had, like, a baby on her hip. So, but they all stood up at the same time and started, like, getting closer to the field. And I'm like, man, what are they about to do? Like, it was like a gang. They stood up like a gang. They stood up like it was about to go down. Like, are they about to rush the field and, like, beat up this little girl? Like, what is about to happen? And I don't know. Look, I think the little girl from our team, like, she did what they told her to do. She pushed back. You know, she didn't seem to be getting upset. I think at the end of the play, she ended up scoring a goal. And I think they pulled her out the game and everybody high-fived her. And that's what, yeah, you know, you did it. You know, that's what we needed you for. We needed you and you came through and blah, 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 everything. But it was just hilarious to me to see all these little, these, you know, small in stature women, like, jump up, like they about to rush the field to beat up this 7-year-old, maybe 7, you know, my daughter's 6. Who knows how old she was? I don't know what they was about to do, but they stood up. Like, you know, you've been around some people where something has happened, and the way they stand up and start moving, you know, in the direction means we about to do something. We about to bust a move. Somebody, it's about to go down. Somebody about to get hurt. This is the last time you're gonna touch my kid. And I just wonder, like, when you make a threat like that, like, this is the last time you're gonna touch my kid. What is it that you about to do to that kid? And I never saw the little girl's mom or whatever. Luckily, the rest of the game went off without any more violence or any more threats of violence. But none of them, like, it was straight, like, mama bear mentality kicked in, because none of them had any, like, when I was talking to my ex-wife about it, it was like, yeah, we was getting ready to, like, what was you getting ready to do? I don't know, but we was getting ready to do something. Like, she can't keep pushing our kids. Like, but, you know, and they all stood up like they was about to do something, and they had no shame or no cut cards or no regrets about what it is that they were ready to do. But it was about to get real. It's about to get real in the suburbs of Austin. Shit is fucking hilarious to me. I love it. But yeah, Elise was out there and she still hasn't scored a goal this year. I don't think it's bothering her that much. I think she likes being on a winning team. She likes being around the other girls. I'm just glad that she's out there, you know, doing it and, like, sticking to it. So I'm content as a parent. But, you know, I don't know. She does have a very, like, lackadaisical attitude about the game. And, you know, the whole game, people are yelling her, hustle, run, pay attention. And it's that for me, I can clearly see that she just doesn't care. She's just not that into it. She wants to play for whatever reason, but she's just not that into it. Like, she's just like, all right, whatever, you know, go where? Okay, I'm gonna get there. I'm going. Like that. You can see it on her face. That's how she feels. And I think that, like, I've heard it said really quickly, that, like, people attribute that to me. They attribute that, like, lackadaisical, you know, I don't care, flippant attitude to, like, me. Because really, you know, 99.9% of the time, I'm a extremely laid back person, probably the most laid back, you know, maybe the most laid back person you'll ever meet. Nothing bothers me. I don't get upset. You never see me too high, too low, too anything. I do all my brooding and shit, you know, alone. And I may tell y'all about it, but you don't really see it in person, you know. So yeah, it just seems like I'm very even keeled. I mean, I was on mood stabilizers for a while, so yeah, I was fucking even keeled as a motherfucker. But but you know, people may take that to believe that, like, I'm not competitive, or, you know, I don't have, like, a killer instinct. I don't have a drive. And they'll, you know, I heard some people saying to Elise, like, show me your show me your killer face, or show me your mad face, show me your, like they want to see her like riled up. And people used to do that to me, like especially women I was in relationships with, because they had this idea that if I can't make you mad, then you don't care. Like I need to get emotion out of you. And usually the emotion people, I don't know, default to is anger. Like people, they want to see that they can anger me. And I used to tell them, like, I'm not going to get angry because I know how far I go. I know where that's going to go. And you don't want it to go that place. And I'm not even going to be able to control it when it goes that place. So it's really not that I'm not emotional. It's not that I don't care. It's that I care too much. So to prevent shit from going overboard, I try to stay in a box. And I don't know if that's what Elise is doing. It could be. But Elise is extremely competitive when it comes to other things. Like she's super competitive at Uno. And she corrects me all the time on word. Like she's very much like, let me show you what I know. Let me show you what I can do kind of person. Soccer just obviously isn't her thing. But to remind the people who know me and who seem to have fallen into this idea that I don't care and I'm not competitive, tell a quick story. All right. So when I first moved down here to Texas, one of the things, before my ex-wife and I got married, and even in the beginning of our marriage, one of the things that she got me into was running. She got down here, I guess she had been doing like 5Ks and stuff like that, and she, encouraged me to do it with her. Like, get in shape, get healthy. And so I did it. And I'm pretty sure she knew I didn't want to do it at first, but I got out there and I did it, to make my girlfriend, my wife happy. Now, once you get me out there and I'm doing it, like I don't want to be the worst. I don't want, I want to be the best. I want to at least be better than the people around me, especially people that start talking shit. And there were some people around us that was talking shit. So it's like, all right, I got to be better than you. And so I got competitive. And she'll tell you, like, I have a very competitive streak. She wouldn't let me do like the hot yoga because she was like, you won't stop. Like you will feel like you're going to pass out and you're supposed to stop. Like if you start to feel that way and let it pass, but you won't want to look weak. So you'll keep going until you'll die in there. And so she wouldn't let me do it. And that's how I got with the running. Like, I can't let you win because you talk too much when you win, and I will die out here. Like Will Smith had a thing where he was like, the difference between me and you is I will die on the treadmill, and I'm very much that way. It's like if it's me against you on the treadmill, it's only ending two ways: either you getting off first, or I'm going to die on the treadmill. And I am very, very much like that. And so a perfect example of that is we used to run. We did like distance challenges. I ran, a couple half marathons, a 30K. I did a marathon. Like I got into it, like into it. And then we had our daughter. We had Elise, and we bought a running stroller, and it just never used it. Like just life happened, fell out of the habit, and never got back to it. So fast forward, I think Elise may be like one, and my ex-wife is, I guess, trying to get back in shape, trying to get back to the stuff she was doing before she got pregnant. And so she starts running again. And she's prepping for, I think this was a 5K. I don't know if it was a 5K or a 10K. Might have been a 10K. I'm going to say it was a 10K. I feel like it was a 10K. And she's prepping for it. And, she's getting into it. I'm not. Like, I don't know. Once I got back on the sideline, I accomplished the things I wanted to accomplish. I ran a marathon. I was good, and I remember the work it took to get there, and I wasn't really eager to jump back into that level of activity. So I was chilling. So we had a friend's house for a party, and the men and women kind of separating, they having a conversation, and at some point, they started to talk to my ex-wife about the race that's coming up. And I'm not trying to ear hustle, but I hear shit. And so I don't know how the question came up or how, I don't even remember. This is how I like blacked out once we got in this situation. But I don't know how the question came up, who asked the question, if they even asked it to her. But it was something like, do you think you could beat Jared in a 10K now? And I would have let it go. I swear to God, I would have let it go. But her answer was like she laughed. She chuckled a little bit like, hell yeah, I beat him, right? And she had every reason to feel that way because she's been training and I haven't. But no, you're not going to do that to me. You're not going to chuckle me off, laugh me off, give me one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, hell no. So at that moment, it was, you know what? I'm running a race. Put me in the game cold, coach. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm running the race. You're not going to sit here and make that sound in reference to what I can do, and think everything's going to be good. And mind you, when we were running races together, I was, much faster than her. As I don't want to say as I should be, because some people are going to take that and be sexist with it or whatever. But, I don't think the fact that I was finishing races much faster than her was coming as a shock to anybody. I think it was very much the expected result. But I was very supportive of my ex-wife. So I would run a race, finish, run back on the course to wherever she was, and either cheer her on as she finished the rest of the race, or I sometimes would run with her. I remember the first time I ran a half marathon, I finished the half marathon, which is the farthest I had run up to that point. I finished the half marathon, ran back probably at least a good mile, maybe a mile and a half to wherever she was, and, finished the rest of the race with her. And I was in so much pain. That was the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. I was in so much pain after I finished the race, with her, that I had to like dip off to the side where nobody could see me and just like sit down because I really thought I was going to cry because I was cramping up and the pain was just so bad. But I was supportive. I was very supportive. So I took extreme offense, and it's like, nah, it ain't going. You're not about to play me like that. I'm running this race. We gonna see. So race day comes. I ain't been training, running, nothing. We get out there. Since both of us are running, we have nobody to watch the baby, so somebody's gotta push, Elise as they run. We got the running stroller, and Mac's wife was talking to me about it. She's like, we could split time and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, nah, I got it. I'll take her the whole way because I don't want it to be no excuses, when this is over. None. I would take, matter of fact, I'll take a handicap, because there'll be no excuses when this is over. So we get out there, we're running, and I get ahead of her early, and I'm feeling good. And about the halfway mark, there's like a big hill. I make it up the hill, and but that hill like took everything I had out of me. I was done. And so after the hill, on like the second half of the run of the 10K, she passes me, and I'm in like run walk mode at that point. Like I can't like run the whole rest of the way, but I can run a little bit, walk a little bit, run a little bit, walk a little bit, and that's typically her go-to strategy anyway. So at this point in my mind, I'm like, all I gotta do is keep her in striking distance, right? And so that's what I'm doing. And they're ahead of me, and she got her little clique of girls with her, and they, laughing and kikiing and having fun. I don't think they're not even thinking about me. I'm probably far enough away from them that they probably think I'm out of the race. Like, well, I'm just out of the running. Like, there's no way he's going to catch us. But as long as I can see him, I know I can catch him. Like, as long as I can see him, I know I can catch him. I typically, like, at, 400 meters or something, I go into what I call the kick, and I sprint, and it's like it's a full-blown sprint. And I'm pretty strong with that kick, that if you don't know that it's happening, if we racing and you don't know that I've gone into that mode, by the time you realize I'm sprinting, I'm past you and you're not going to catch up to me. So that's what I got in my mind, right? All I got to do is keep her close enough that I can kick. When I go into my kick, I'm going to pass her. So we doing that. So we getting we're getting to that point, and I don't have it. I don't have it. I'm cramping. I'm pushing this stroller. Like, I don't have it. And then finally we get like to the final straightaway where like, this is it. I can see the finish line. I can see them. This is it. Like, it's now or never. And I'm about to die. I'm about to die. But like I said, I will die on that treadmill. So I went in to the kick, and I'm sprinting so fast that like the front wheel of the stroller is coming off the ground, and it's doing a wheelie, and I'm trying to keep, the stroller from just flinging off. But first priority is I must win this race. Like, if I gotta lose I don't want to lose the baby, but if I got to, it just might have to happen. But I'm to do what I can to, keep this thing under control. And I'm going and I'm going and I'm going. And I think I passed her. It might have been at the very last second. I don't know how much I beat her by. I really don't know if I beat her, to be honest. Because, there's the time that you cross the finish line, and then there's the chip time based on from when you cross the starting line to when you cross the finish line. And I don't really know where we were in that sense. I never went and looked at the times because in my mind it's over. And what you don't want to happen is for me to find out I lost, because then, it's not over. And I'm never going to stop. I'm that petty. Petty wins races. Man. I'm that petty. If you challenge me, if you question me, if you challenge my competitiveness, if you challenge what I am and what I think I can do, I'm going to go to the ends of the earth to prove you wrong. Even if it means damaging or hurting myself. Like, it's toxic. It's toxic as fuck, but that's what I am. I have to remind people of that. If you're watching my daughter play soccer and she's just, I don't really give a fuck, it's because soccer's not her thing. It's not because her dad isn't competitive and he passed that down to her. Your dad is super competitive. And if you challenge me again, I'll spend the rest of my life, trying to prove something to you. I'm using it these days as I'm trying to flip my negative shit into positive shit. And it's like, I'm recording a podcast tonight because I don't feel like it. My anxiety has been kicking my ass. I feel like I need a break, but I can't take a break right now, because if I take my foot off the gas, I probably never will get, back where I'm at. So I got to keep going. But I'm doing that because, it's pure pettiness. Like, I believe there are people who wrote me off, that gave up on me, who don't believe in what I'm trying to do, and I can't let them be right. And I will die on the treadmill before I let them be right. And so even in these moments, so when I don't have the motivation to do it for myself, I do it out of pure spite and pettiness. That's who I am. That's my competitive spirit. I stay sober some days out of pure spite and pettiness, because I know that there are people who are waiting for it to happen. And maybe they aren't, but I believe it, and that's good enough some days. But there are people who are waiting for me to fail. They're waiting to be like, I told you so, and I can't let you have it. So I will spend the rest of my life proving you wrong, not trying to prove you wrong. I'm spending the rest of my life proving you wrong every day. That's how competitive I am. Please don't forget it, because I don't want you to end up in a situation where I'm hunting you down for the rest of your life, because I don't let shit go, nothing go. It's a problem. It's definitely toxic, and I'm working on it. But God ain't finished with me yet. So yeah, please, lady on the back of that mobile bar, just watch your back, or just know that if I ever see you, I'm gonna be a dick. Don't be it because you told me not to. So this is what you get. And maybe I'm gonna be a dick to every person that look like you. It's a problem. I don't know. It's a problem. But here we are. And that's who I am. With that said, that's all I got. I was gonna go into. I'm gonna tell y'all why my anxiety has been at an all-time high. So like I said, I'm trying to improve some things. I'm trying to check off some boxes that I think are holding me back. As I've been telling y'all, I've been doing this thing that is a huge hurdle for me, but for most people, it's just like basic adulting, that you probably won't relate to, you'll probably be like, what the fuck? Like, this is not that big of a deal. But I bought a car, right? I bought a car this week. Yeah, this week. Yeah, I've only had it for a couple of days. First car I've ever owned. I bought a car from a relative like in my 20s for like $100. It was a 1985 Mercury Topaz, shitty ass piece of shit car. But I bought it, never learned how to drive it, and sold it. And that was the end of that story. So I've never had a driver's license. I've never owned a car, and I still don't have a driver's license. But now I own a car. I decided to I don't know. I decided to jump the taller hurdle first, then I'll get over it. And I figured like buying the car and having the financial responsibility of a car note was going to push me to get the license. 'Cause I'm spending way too much on Ubers, and shit's got to stop. And I feel some kind of way about being like 40 and not having a car, and not being mobile and stuff like that. But it is like the money was anxiety inducing, and now like the drive, like I brewed a cup of grass clippings to try to ease the anxiety from going out and practicing driving today, and because it is a foreign concept to me, and I am scared to death. I am acutely aware that I am in control of tons of steel, and that property and lives are in the balance every time I get behind the wheel. Like, so I got it. You can't drive scared, but I'm fucking scared to death. So I can't wait for the day where I don't feel that way. And the only way to get there is to go through this process now. But Lord Jesus, do I not want to do it? I swear to fucking God, I don't want to do it. But I'm going to do it. I bought the fucking car, and I am going to drive it. So that's where I am. I guess I'm doing the immersion therapy or something, whatever. Like, I'm just going to face the fear. I'm going to jump right in it. And I can't wait to get to the other side of it. I'll keep you posted, but just know your boy is drinking grass clippings because this shit is tough for me. This shit is a motherfucker for me. And I went out and drove today, and I just really wanted to, when I got out the car and got back up, stairs to my apartment, I just wanted to crash. Like it was so exhausting, so mentally exhausting for me to do that I just wanted to crash. I did not feel like coming up here and doing this, but I'm glad I did. Thank you for letting me share. If you ever need somebody to share to, please holler at your boy. I'm on all the socials, J.Flan or What Is TWS. You can find me. Flan at What Is TWS is the email address. Shoot me an email. As you can tell, I like to talk, so it's all good. And you absolutely would be benefiting me by allowing me to be of service. So if there's ever a way I can help, I said, don't suffer in silence. Reach out. Don't have to be me, but reach out. With that being said, I'm going to do my usual calls to action. The homie, Zaya Fitness. He can get you right with your fitness goals and everything. I've been consulting him on my routines and what I should be doing on a day-to-day basis with the treadmill and lifting or whatever. I ain't been talking to him about nutrition because I don't want to eat right. I don't want somebody to tell me I'm eating wrong. So I'm going to do it my way. I'm stubborn. Petty. But if you're not like me, hit him up. Live Alpha Fitness, LIV, alphafitness.com. He can get you where you want to be. I guarantee it. Zaya Fitness, livealphafitness.com. Holla at him. And then I got merch. I was fucking around, and I put some designs on a swimsuit and some trunks, and I like them. And so they in the store. And then the homie Chad, I'm snitching on you, Chad. He said, man, I want a pair with your cartoon face on them. I thought that was weird. I really don't want my face that close to your balls, but I'm going to do it anyway. So I'm going to look forward to those. They coming. I started fucking around with it, and it looks kind of dope. I'm not sure if you really want my face in that area, but if you do, they're going to be available. But yeah, hit up the store. We're doing the Summer of the Algorithm, so coupon code algorithm will get you 20% off your entire order. Please help me take Chef Elise to Disney World or buy this $1.4 million house so she can have a backyard at my house. She already got one, but she should have two. I don't know. Fuck it. But with that being said, I appreciate you for listening. Until we speak again, be safe, be the light, be easy. And know this, if you know nothing else, no matter what you're going through, I love you. Holla. except for that lady on the back of the bar.